Hello, 大家好. Let's read Ma Lian and the Magic Brush. There once lived in China a poor peasant boy named Ma Lian. Day after day he worked hard in the fields so that he would have food to eat and a small hut to live in. Ma Lian's greatest dream was to be an artist, but the boy had not so much as a copper coin with which to buy a brush. One day, as he trudged along under a heavy load, he passed by the house of a famous artist. Going over to the gate in the high wall, Ma Lian peeked in, hoping to see the great man at work. Silently he stood watching the artist as he painted a portrait of the mandarin. At last the boy could hold his excitement no longer, and he boldly spoke up. "Oh, great one," he said, "could you let me have one of your brushes, an old one that you don't need anymore, so that I, too, might paint a picture?" On hearing this unexpected voice, the artist turned around. When he saw it was only a poor peasant boy daring to ask for one of his brushes, he became very angry. "Ha! So you think you would like to paint," he cried. "Away with you, and back to your fields." And he drove the frightened Ma Lian from his gate. But Ma Lian would not be discouraged. He drew pictures wherever he could, using a stone to scratch on a flat rock, or his fingers to draw in the wet sand of the riverbank. When he went back to his hut at night, he drew pictures on the wall by the light of a flickering candle. Soon he had covered the walls with pictures of everything he could think of. With practice, Ma Lian became more and more skillful. One day, he drew a picture of a small chicken. A hawk flew by and circled around and around, thinking it was a real chicken. Another time he drew a scowling fox on a rock in the pasture. The cows and sheep were so frightened by this wolf that they would not go near the rock, even though it was surrounded with lush, sweet grass. But with all his skill, Ma Lian still did not have a brush. Lying one night on his bed, he looked around his room at all the pictures he had scratched on the clay walls and sighed. "Oh, if only I had a brush," he said. "What beautiful pictures I would paint." With that, there was a flash of light, and standing before the boy was an old wizard. He was leaning on a twisted cane, and his white beard fell to the floor. "Ma Lian," he said in a creaky voice, "you have worked very hard, and now you have earned a brush. Use it wisely, for it has great power." And saying this, he handed the trembling boy a beautiful paintbrush. Before Ma Lian could even stammer out a thank you, the old man had vanished. With a cry of joy, the boy rushed over to the one bare spot on his wall and quickly painted a proud and happy rooster. But he had no sooner painted the last curling feather of the rooster's tail when the bird sprang from the wall and flew to the windowsill. There he gave a great cock-a-doodle-doo and disappeared into the night. "Now I know why the wizard said this brush had great power," said Ma Lian. "Don't worry, old man, I will use it wisely." The next morning, as Ma Lian was walking to the mountain to gather firewood, he passed a rice paddy. There he saw a man and a young boy pulling a heavy plow to till the paddy. Ma Lian quickly went over to the wall of an old shed and painted a strong and healthy water buffalo. Again, just as he finished, the beast leaped from the wall, and with a low moo, he lumbered down to the paddy. Now, with the help of the buffalo, the man and his son soon had the paddy ready for planting. Just at that moment, the Mandarin came by, and seeing the power of Ma Lian's magic brush, he ordered his men to seize the poor boy. When they had brought Ma Lian to the Mandarin, he commanded the boy to paint a pile of silver coins for him. Ma Lian, remembering the wizard's words, refused, and the Mandarin had him thrown in the dungeon with his other prisoners. Ma Lian soon discovered that the other men had done no wrong, but had been imprisoned by the Mandarin so that he could steal their lands. "Never fear," said the boy. "I will have us all free before too long." As the night passed, Ma Lian waited until the guards had dozed off. Then quickly he painted a door on the wall. The prisoners pushed against it, the doors swung open, and they fled into the night. The Mandarin's men came chasing after Ma Lian, but the boy easily escaped on the fine horse he had painted for himself. Ma Lian knew he would not be safe if he remained on the Mandarin's lands, so he rode for many miles until he came to a strange village. Here he continued to help anyone he could with his magic brush. He painted buffaloes to help the farmers in their fields. He painted chickens for the farmers' wives, and he painted toys to keep the children happy. One day he came upon some farmers hard at work carrying buckets of water to their dried-up fields. "That work is much too hard for you," said Ma Lian, and he set about painting a fine water wheel, so that it would be easier to bring the water from the river into the fields. And so it was that Ma Lian and his wonderful brush became known throughout the land. It wasn't long before the Mandarin learned where Ma Lian was living. He sent his soldiers to the village, and when they found the boy, they seized him and dragged him back to the palace. The Mandarin instantly took away the brush and commanded that the boy be thrown into the dungeon. "Without this, I don't think he will escape so easily," he laughed. Then he sent for the court painter and ordered him to paint a picture with the brush. "What would you have me paint?" he asked. "A tree," said the Mandarin, "a tree with leaves of gold that will fall like the rain when I shake the branches." Now the Mandarin realized that only Ma Lian could paint pictures that would become real. Sending for the boy, he spoke kindly to him. "Ma Lian," he said softly, "if you will paint but one picture for me, I will give you your freedom." The boy, thinking of a way to trick the greedy man, agreed to do as he was asked. The Mandarin's eyes lit up with delight. He handed the brush to Ma Lian and said, "Paint me a mountain of pure gold." The boy went to work at once, painting a broad expanse of blue sea. The wide sea spread all across the wall. "Why do you paint the sea?" demanded the Mandarin. "I ordered a mountain of gold." "I have not finished," said the boy quietly, and with that he painted a great gold mountain rising up out of the sea. "Beautiful, beautiful," cried the man. "Now paint me a ship so I can sail to my mountain and bring back the gold." In a twinkling, Ma Lian had painted a fine ship worthy of a Mandarin who was about to travel to a mountain of gold. The man wasted no time in hurrying aboard with a troop of his finest soldiers. The sail was raised and slowly the ship rowed out to sea. "Too slow, too slow!" shouted the Mandarin. "Give us a wind to speed us along." Obediently, Ma Lian painted a wind cloud. The wind came whistling down and the sails filled out. The wind ruffled the water and great waves rose about the ship. "Too much!" cried the Mandarin angrily. "You will sink my ship." But Ma Lian paid no attention. He went right on painting storm clouds. Now the wind hollered and shrieked, and the waves crashed about the ship. Then, with a great crack, the ship split in two and sank in the stormy waters. Once more, Ma Lien returned to his simple life with the peasants, always ready to help them with their work, and never again was he forced to use his magic brush for evil and greed. Let's learn some Chinese vocabulary. Day after day. 日复一日日复一日日复一日 Ma Lien would not be discouraged.
马良没有气馁，马良没有气馁，马良没有气馁。
Cow/cows 奶牛奶牛奶牛 Sheep 绵羊绵羊绵羊 Use it wisely, for it has great power.
这是一支神笔，要好好用它。这是一支神笔，要好好用它。这是一支神笔，要好好用它。
Rooster/roosters 公鸡公鸡公鸡 Plow/plows 犁犁犁 Water buffalo 水牛水牛水牛 Dungeon/dungeons 地牢地牢地牢 Prisoner/prisoners 犯人犯人犯人 Water wheel/water wheels 水车水车水车 The ship rowed out to sea.
船驶向了大海，船驶向了大海，船驶向了大海。
The ship split in two and sank in the stormy waters.
船一分为二，在暴风雨中沉没了。船一分为二，在暴风雨中沉没了。船一分为二，在暴风雨中沉没了。
Once more. 再次再次再次
马良没有气馁，这是一支神笔，要好好用它。船驶向了大海，船一分为二，在暴风雨中沉没了。公鸡、绵羊、奶牛、水牛。日复一日，再次，水车、地牢、犯人、犁。